Hello, America. It's time to check the nonsense at the door, clear the cobwebs between your ears, and have a rational-ish conversation. This is the lost art of common sense.
That's right, America. I'm Kevin.
And I'm Josh.
And this is the lost art of common sense. Thank you for listening, and remember to like, subscribe, and follow us on all your social media platforms and all your podcast providers. This week we are doing a couple different things. We're doing Mandela Effect, alternate realities type thing. So, what the Mandela Effect is, if you do not know, is it's basically something to where you believe it was something, but it turns out you were wrong, I guess. But you were hardcore believing what it was. Like there's a few. What it's named after is Nelson Mandela. He died in 2013, but a lot of people have a memory of him dying in prison in the 80s. There's some other ones. I don't know. A couple of them I think have affected me is the Bernstein Bears instead of the I thought it's Bernstein Bears instead of Bernstein Bears, or the other way around. Then I thought Jiffy changed their name to Jif, but it was always Jif. I thought it was Jiffy for some reason. The movie Shazam, I thought that was a movie that starred some rapper or a comedian. I can't remember his name. Sinbad. Yeah, that one. That was not a movie ever. Then there's some other ones. The Fruit of the Loom logo. I thought there was a cornucopia behind it. There is not. Monopoly Man with a monocle. He does not have one. So these are a few examples. Josh, is there anything that you've had to where you thought it for sure something, you thought something was for sure, but then it turned out to be something else, I guess, would be the only way I can really explain this.
I would agree with about everything you said. Same thing with like the Shazam and all those other logos. There was that one thing which I think a lot of people experienced where I thought Trump won his reelection. And then I woke up the next morning and I guess we had a Mandela effect because it turns out he didn't.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there either. I went to bed thinking he won, and somehow in the middle of the night, he lost like 4 states that he was in the lead in by a substantial amount.
That could have been a Mandela effect.
Mandela effect. So, do you believe do you believe there is such thing as the Mandela effect? Do you think, do you think somehow shit has shifted to where, maybe an alternate reality, something like that? Do you think something's shifted to where some of these things happen somewhere else, but we're not in that plane of existence anymore, or that universe?
I don't know, because it's been, I guess it's kind of, I don't know if it's, I guess, agreed upon that there are multiple dimensions. So it could be dimensional shift. I know that there's, I know people have it. I don't know if it's would be considered mass psychosis or what, but like, kind of like that, you see those things on Facebook where there was one like that was a dress, like, is it white or blue?
Oh yeah, that was dumb as
But
shit.
same thing with that.
I didn't even see any of those colors. Gold and blue or and white. People were seeing like white and something else.
Yeah, I never got it. Of course, I can only see like primary colors. Like, I'm not good with shades. So, but then there was that one word too, where you either heard one name or another, and they were nothing alike. So I don't know. Could be something like that. But then there's people that supposedly phase between dimensions, like they've been standing, like, say, on a street corner in New York, and this light happens, and then all of a sudden they seem like they're back in the 50s.
That's weird.
So I don't know. I mean, I guess there's a ton of people that believe in it. So I guess it's real. I don't
So
know
this
what's
was,
causing it.
it was. I don't either. I think there's a theory though. So hear me
What's
out.
the theory?
So in 2012, remember the end of the world was supposed to happen in 2012. So there was this end of the world scenario that the Mayans predicted 2012 world would end. So there's a prediction out there, or I would maybe a conspiracy theory. I don't know. You can call it whatever you want. What I call it is maybe something. I don't know, just something trippy. In 2012, the Large Hadron Collider was turned on for the first time. So they're thinking when that happened, it created a wormhole that zapped people, maybe not the whole population, but a lot of the population, like a large amount of people, that like zapped them into another dimension. Maybe the world ended in the other one. We don't know. So maybe from 2012, some of the population of the world was shifted when the Large Hadron Collider first started. Maybe a micro black hole destroyed the world. Who knows? So, what do you think that could have happened? I guess I don't know. Is that a theory you can get behind?
I mean, it could have. They're talking about colliding atoms at the speed of light or whatever. Like, I don't know. It's but
Yeah, I guess. I mean, anything could happen.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure. I mean, you're clashing items. Okay, I can't talk with this guy. So, to our blind listeners, I've been wearing different beards from the beginning of the show, and I can't talk because they're cheap. I paid $6 for them. I gotta lose them.
It's been really hard for me to concentrate on this while you're changing your beard out. So, little backstory. For our work, we have to wear respirators, and that's why we are experts on respirators and like PPE of that sort. But we have to shave to wear our respirators, and Josh has not worn a respirator in like a year?
It was like 6 months.
Yeah, like 6 months. So he finally had to shave for like
one day.
For one day's
one
worth
day
of
of work.
So I was trying to make it all the way through the show with him changing beards out throughout the show, but he couldn't do it.
I was laughing behind the white one.
It's so hard for us to do these shows.
Oh
my God.
So the cat's out of the bag. Those were not real beards.
Oh my God. I think he was just dyeing them quickly and shaving.
I got a bunch of fake beard hair in my mouth. Let me wash it down real quick, and I'll get back to your question about the Hadron Collider.
Oh my God! Oh yeah, this. Jesus Christ! What the fuck's wrong with us? All right. So if you haven't listened or haven't watched it on YouTube, this might be a good week for you, podcast listeners, to watch us on YouTube
or Rumble
or Rumble. We prefer Rumble because. Little heads up, we are going to be talking about January 6th.
Yep, that will be an upcoming episode.
So there is a chance that we will not be on YouTube.
You never know. It's hard to stay on nowadays.
We were so small, maybe they do not care.
Maybe we'll fly under the radar and they'll just use it to get rid of us later when we become famous.
Yeah, when this thing takes off and our shtick of changing beards becomes worldwide.
These guys are a couple of morons.
All right. Large Hadron Collider. Did the world end? Did our world end? Or did some people's world end and some people get shifted to another dimension?
I could see it. That's some like... Doesn't that get into... that really
physics
small.
And shit. I don't know.
Well, it's like physics and it's all in the Marvel movies and shit. And I can't even think of the word. Quantum physics, like all that small stuff where like theoretical physics don't apply down there. I don't know if that's a real thing. That could be from the movie.
But from what I've learned from Marvel is you can go back in time.
Well, that's true. So But no, I mean, I guess I could see that doing something because they have no idea what the hell they're doing. They're smashing atoms together to see. It's like recreating the Big Bang or some shit, something like that. Like there was a lot of people really worried about that. So could that have created some kind of interdimensional bridge? I mean, it could be. I mean, because the Mandela Effect, I don't think has been around. I don't think it's been documented for all that long. I mean, the term was really just coined not that long ago.
Yeah, no, basically it's been after 2012. So that's why a lot of people are uh, believing it had something to do with the Large Hadron Collider because really no one's documented or even believed in it before that because I mean people all had the same memory.
Well, which was
So having
so? Do you think we're in our original reality, Kevin, or
no,
do you think we're in the alternate reality?
I think I'm in the alternate. You could be in the regular. I don't know. You could be. I could be the invader.
You probably are.
I feel like an invader.
There was a
Invader Zim.
movie.
Isn't that a
I don't.
show or something?
Well, I don't remember what series it was on, and I'm thinking it might have been called The Rapture because that's what everybody thought it was. Like everybody all of a sudden disappeared, and then come to find out around the end that it was kind of like, and I think they probably tied it back to the Hadron Collider, but like half the world's population or a decent percentage of it got shifted into another dimension, or it's either shifted into another dimension or they got offset in time to where, like, say they're a second ahead of us or a second behind us. So it's like you're never going to meet because you're not in the same timeline. And
I remember a miniseries called The Tommy Knockers.
no, it's not the Tommy Knockers.
No, it wasn't Tommy Knockers.
That wasn't even. It was the Langoliers.
Langoliers. Wasn't that it? Where they're
No, see, but here's the thing, though.
Langoliers
Langoliers,
monsters that ate the.
but they fell
time?
out of time.
Oh,
There's a difference if you're offset in time and falling out of time. That's how the Langoliers caught up to them because time wasn't moving where they were at. You really need to brush up on your quantum physics, Kevin, because this is.
I guess I do not know quantum.
At this
physics
point,
as
it's
well
just
as-
getting embarrassing.
or crappy TV shows that were on.
No,
in the mid-90s.
no, that was a good TV show, and like most Stephen King, at least movies, they all turned to shit at the end.
Yeah, it was.
It was probably the just garbage ass special effects.
Oh my god! Do you remember the Langoliers? You remember how garbage they were? It was like so a cartoon. A kid drew a cartoon.
It was basically
Of-
like a what is
It was
that?
Pac-Man, wasn't it, with teeth?
Yeah, it was like a 4-bit version of, like, I can't remember the name of the horror movie, but back in the day there were these little fuzzy bastards and they went around. I think it might have been Munchies or something like that. That's kind of what they reminded me of.
I don't remember anything called Munchies.
I don't know, Kevin. I think you might look it up. I think it's a thing.
Are you talking about critters?
Critters, probably. They're like, little, like all they were are like little fuzzy things.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, little fuzzy things, and they just like, and they came out of toilets and
yeah,
shit.
it was like that, but like,
Yeah, it was
instead
critters.
of doing even critters, that was like, what do you call that? Live animation, or no, it's like puppeteering. Nope, we're
Yeah.
gonna go with like the same type of graphics they used in the original Tron to make these things.
Yeah, it was bad. It was like, I don't know.
It was a good
it's like
movie up
Super
until that,
Nintendo.
but I mean that would,
Yeah.
but that was time stoppage. That wasn't time slippage. So, but
I mean that would suck if you're like a second behind. I mean, think
technically, if you fell out of sync with your timeline, if it was possible, and you were either a second behind or second, and it would probably be worse for everyone else on the planet if you were a second ahead.
yeah, because
You'd be
you're,
like
gonna
moving
stop.
shit. But yeah, you'd be the only one. You'd be completely alone.
A second's actually a long time. Like I could pull a chair out in a second if I wanted to. You wouldn't know what the hell happened.
But I don't even know if you
I'm
would.
over here.
I don't even know if you would notice anything because by the time it got to them messing with it, you're already above. But being a second behind, would you just constantly be seeing things moving around? Huh?
Yeah, probably. That'd be weird, right?
I don't even know if like. And what's
I think driving would be really hard with a second ahead or a second behind.
well, and here's the weird thing. Like, okay, so on that theory, it means that you're only stuck in your timeline, right? So time travel will be impossible, even though we know it's possible. Where you can go forward in time, but you can't go back. So maybe,
Now you never go back.
well, you can view, but you can't actually go back.
Yeah.
Like If you went away from the Earth super fast, like you'd have to be going faster than the speed of light, and then you turn around and looked at the planet in a telescope and could actually see it,
Yeah.
you could like look back into the Old West.
Yeah, well, I mean, but
But no, like my whole theory about falling out of time probably isn't realistic at all, because that would mean that you would still be there. So it doesn't make any sense. I don't know. Look, basically what I'm saying is the last 5 minutes I've been talking
right on,
is
buddy.
all bullshit.
So, sorry for wasting your time. We don't know what we're talking about.
We're not wasting anybody's time. It's entertaining. You're welcome.
This is entertaining. Unless you're not watching us and you just heard us talking about beards for a good solid 3 minutes, 4 minutes. But, all right, back on track. Alternate universes. Do you believe there are alternate universes? Do you believe there's another you right beside you, right beside you, right beside you, right beside you? This one died right beside you.
Well, not to get away from our movie references, now we're talking about The One. And I can feel when that one died because I became stronger and fatter.
This isn't Highlander.
No, haven't you seen the movie, the one with Jet Li?
There can be more than one.
Jet Li, he goes, and Jet Li's the one. He goes around and he murders himself in these other dimensions, and like the life force gets dispersed between the others. So he's trying to become the one.
You know what I love about our show is most of our logic comes from old movies.
Movies do research.
We don't know what we're talking about. We just reference old movies and regurgitate it back as
well,
facts
okay,
and shit.
so the whole getting
facts, but
stronger thing might be bullshit, but I'm just saying. But no, I guess I could see it being a thing. Scientists seem to think there's. See, here's what I understand. So some scientists say like they mathematically proven there's 13, or it's a very specific number, and then there's other ones like we talked. Yeah, and then we talked about. I don't know the exact number because I don't prepare for the show. But there's other ones that, like we discussed in the space alien. What was that one? Flat Earth. Where if you go out far enough in the universe, you actually run into yourself again. So, and there's other ones that believe that. Say you're hungry and you want to leave, and you're like, well, do I want to go to KFC or Burger King? And you decide to go to Burger King. There's a theory that, well, in another alternate dimension or whatever, you went to KFC. So there's people that believe in infinite universes. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's all that stuff is based on theory, mathematics, and then they use gravity and this and that, and way above our pay grade. So, like, if you're just But it's I don't know, because you see stuff on Earth and it doesn't, a lot like the Mandela Effect, where stuff doesn't seem to make sense. So yeah, I could see it. I don't know if I'm like, yes, there are alternate universes, but I wouldn't say I believe in it, but I could see it. Like I could see it being a thing.
You don't know it until,
if that makes sense.
Yeah. I don't know if it was a movie. Maybe I saw a movie. Maybe it's just something I thought about. I don't know, because I don't really have a reference. But I was thinking, what if it's our reality, and like right next to our reality is like an antimatter reality where, antimatter and matter, we're matter, they're antimatter, and if we collide, there's a huge explosion. Like anytime antimatter and matter hit, it's a huge explosion. Like, what if a reality was made of antimatter and bled into our reality and the end of the universe? Was that a movie?
I don't know.
Or is that just something I just kind of made up for some reason?
Well,
I feel like that.
Again, keeping with their movie references. I forget.
You're welcome, Hollywood. I just made your next blockbuster.
Marvel. But there is either a TV series or movie series where they say that people from other universes have a different vibration to them. I think it was a TV series. I think it was The Flash.
Oh, yeah. No, that was Fringe.
Fringe.
The show Fringe. Maybe it was The Flash. I don't know. You never seen the show Fringe? It was on Fox. It had Oh my god, it's amazing! It's on
I have
HBO
that. I'll
Max.
check it out.
Watch it.
But yeah, I mean, but
It used to be on Fox. It
you
was
never know.
It
I
was
mean, that's
amazing.
what it. I mean, could be. We could have an opposite thing where everything's. I guess it would be like everything's opposite of itself. So we'd be like,
So, like you were saying,
go ahead, make your point.
yeah. So I mean, like I'm left-handed. Maybe the dominant person is left-handed or left. You know, like that's stupid. All lefties are righties and
Could be.
righties
I
are
mean, you
lefties.
never know. Apparently that's what they're saying.
You
Well, and how
never
the
know
hell
the
do we
small
know that
changes.
if antimatter comes into contact with matter, it's
Yeah,
going to
so
explode? Nobody knows that. That's just somebody who thought that up.
I think they made it. It's like just people just thinking shit up. Like I bet you there's antimatter. Like they're pretty confident there's antimatter, and I don't know why they think this, but they also think there's this one. I can't remember what the. Like I'm not even gonna get into it because I can't remember the name of it, so I'm just gonna sound like a big. If I say it, you know.
I have an idea of what you're talking about. Explain it.
So it's made in the neutron star, right? And that's what it's like when two neutron stars collide. This particle is said to, if it hits you, it changes your matter into this particle, and then you explode or something. The energy released when it changes it pretty much makes you explode. And basically, what it's going to do, if this theoretical particle actually exists, can actually be the doom of the universe. It just changes all the particles it hits, like all the particles it hits. It changes it, like it reproduces that way, like changes particles into what it is, and eventually it can turn the whole universe into it, and the universe will be destroyed that way. I think it's a quirk, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, but see, how do they even like come up with that? I mean, I guess through theoretical physics, but like if a neutron star explodes, it makes this one element that creates this and makes the universe explode. Oh, and by the way, I have no idea what the hell you're talking about. That is not what I thought you were going to
What were you
talk
thinking
about.
about?
Dark matter.
Oh no, I don't. Yeah, no one knows what dark matter is. Yeah, that was not what I was thinking. I was thinking something way
Yeah,
weirder.
we do. It's everything. It's
I can't remember what the
dark matter is what holds the universe together.
maybe it's called a weirdling. I don't know. It was a weird name that just sounded weird. Maybe it was a weirdling. And I watched some space show about it. It was a space show. It was weird.
It's a weirdling. It's a weird name.
This
it's probably a thing.
This episode is brought to you by alcohol.
It's fun. It's all about having fun. Can't always talk about serious shit.
Yeah, for sure.
Although, if we're phasing in and out of other dimensions, that is kind of a serious problem.
Yeah, that does seem like. So, do you think? Do you think there's like soft spots in like maybe the world where you can phase through? Maybe like when you said like when people were standing there, you know, they saw something like a 1957 or whatever, you know, 1950s, and you think there's soft spots in either time or the universe to where this could actually happen? Like maybe you can phase to
yeah, there could be. I mean, it could be like. It could be like. What do they call those things? Vortexes? Like there's something in on the planet or whatever that I thought might have been like kind of the signs that some of these things happen. I don't know if they have anything to do with each other whatsoever.
Kind of like Bermuda Triangle.
I just know that. Well, yeah, but they're like all over the world. They're considered like energy vortexes or something. But maybe that's a soft spot or transitional area.
I liked how you said that, all professional, and you have no idea if that's actually what it's called. So you should just talk the whole time like that.
Own it.
Sound smart.
What does they say?
Fake
it till you make it.
Yeah, exactly. Just talk that way all the time, so we sound smart. And you'd be like, "This is
Welcome to another invigorating episode of the Lost Art of Common Sense."
This is Josh and the dummy. I'm the dummy.
I'll start drinking my beer out of a teacup and raise the pinky.
Ooh, that's the only way to drink out of a teacup. Ah. So it's hard for me to. All right, I am
Top notch programming.
I am off track here, and I've been off track for a minute. So if alternate universe do prove to be right, do you think that negates proof there's God, or does it reinforce that there is, or is there multiple gods for multiple universes, or is there one God making multiple universes? What would, if it was proven, what would you think? I mean, what would.
I mean, I don't know. I guess maybe if it was proven that there are alternate universes, I mean that doesn't mean that could mean there's still one God. Just boom. Could be there's multiple gods and they all have the thing. We don't know. We just know who our, if you know who our creator and all that stuff is. But I wouldn't say it I don't know. I would think that would, like, if someone's trying to disprove the presence of God, I think proving that there's alternate universes would actually make it harder, because then what's the space in between the universes? Are they just stacked up like cubes? And then I would think if there was actual alternate realities and they mathematically proved it and somehow find a way to bridge to the other ones, that would make the whole natural whatever thing go completely out the window, because how the hell do you even explain that? Even if, like, I mean, granted for us, like, it's easy. Oh, there's God. He created all of them. And he's simultaneously watching all the horrible mistakes we make in life, even the ones we didn't make in this one. So,
Yeah, just constantly. Because, I mean, they're saying like an alternate reality. I mean, like every decision you made, if you went one way or the other, is technically an alternate reality. Could be you went this way instead of going that way. So there's just that one alternate. So, I mean, it's mind boggling. That's what it is. So, I don't know. We can always. I don't think it does. I don't know if it does or not. I believe in God. I'll just stick with that. If there are alternate universes, I would think there's this one creator, and maybe he's like, well, this one's screwed up. Try again with just one little piece missing. Try again.
that's just what I said before, though. Like, you don't picture yourself as this omnipotent being. And, like, that's why, like, when people say, like, I've talked to some people that are religious or whatever, and they're like, no, we're the only ones in the universe that says in the Bible, which obviously I haven't read the Bible and I don't have it memorized, but I don't remember hearing any of that. But, like, so you have this omnipotent being, you have the power to create everything, whatever, and you create this huge, vast universe that we can see, unless it's just like basically like a giant poster that's put around our dome. And I don't know. I don't think we would be it. I don't like, and then you got to think, all right, so if you have all this power, would one universe be enough? I mean, you never know. You never know. It's weird. I don't know.
Well, I mean, does it disprove us being in a simulation? Then I would think it would, right? Like who? I mean,
No.
I'm why? Because I mean, I'm playing a video game. I don't want to play like 8,000s of them at the same time.
Kevin, how do you know that, like, our video game isn't just one save file amongst many, and every now and again those save files kind of like glitch and overlap?
Where do they keep going? They don't keep going though. They stop.
Oh wait, no, wait. Okay, okay. Wrap your brain around this one. Okay, so I have a game on my phone that I play every now and again. I think it's called Sims City Builder or something like that. So I am one amongst millions that play this game, Kevin. Everybody's game that they're playing on their phone, they're all the same cities. They're all configured a little different because you make it yourself, okay? Are all saved on the same server, okay? So how do you know that sometimes Kevin's city and Josh's city don't get all like, bah! I'm like, I don't remember the monument being over there. Oh, wait, now it's back over there again because then they unscramble. You don't know. We could be like that. We could be like a bunch of Sims on one server, and every now and again, we glitch together. Problem solved.
I guess that could be it. I don't know. And no one does, do they? That's kind of where we're at. So, all right.
Interesting to ponder.
How about this? Yeah, I don't know. Shit blows my mind. Boom. So here's something that I've experienced. All right. So there's been times where I've thought it's deja vu, but I've had a conversation to where I've known I've had a conversation a certain way, and I've had the feeling if I answer a certain way, I know what the outcome will be, and most of the time when I do that, it's like a bad outcome. Like I think, like for some reason I know there's like if I answer a certain way, if I do a certain action, something bad will happen. So I do a different action. What like is deja vu type of a thing, or I don't know how to explain it. I mean, you think that could be kind of a Mandela Effect type of thing, to where maybe somehow it's almost like a reliving or something. I don't know how to explain it. It's like I know for certain that if I answer or do something, there's a certain outcome that's going to happen to where I have to change that outcome.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. They consider
It's not deja vu. It's almost different than that.
no. What you're talking about is prophecy.
Yeah, almost. Yeah, or it's just me. It's not like I'm having like world building prophecies or anything, or world destroying prophecies. It's just I don't want to fall.
That's the job of all our leaders. Those are the people that have that. But
yeah, like I don't want to trip or fall or get hurt. That's usually how things happen. Like that's what I remember. I'm not like prophesizing the end of humanity. I'm trying not to break my leg,
or the lottery numbers,
or get fired, or it's all self-serving. It's not helping anybody but me.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I've had stuff where I guess I would call it a deja vu moment, but I always like anytime I have it, like I think it's the same for everybody. We're like in a place you've never been before, you look around, you're like, I've been here before. I always kind of track it back to like I feel like I had a realistic dream about it. And I've also had a super realistic dream that I won the lottery, so I'm still waiting for that one to come around. But I felt it. I mean, that could be something like that where, there's alternate universes where you're slightly above. So maybe you're shining future events from an alternate reality where your alternate self had already been there and done it. Like maybe in an alternate reality, you did trip, fall, and hit your face. So you're like, nope, I'm not going to step on that marble this time.
Maybe it's something like that.
I mean, I don't know. Could be.
Weird shit, man. Weird shit. So, I think we're done covering this. I don't know if you got anything else. I don't even know if we really made it through.
Not really. I mean, it's a thing that people experience.
It started off. Yeah, it's just a weird thing. I just wanted to bring it up because we can't do serious all the time. So, it's kind of. I was having fun. I mean, I did have fun.
I had fun. It was a fun episode.
I don't know. It was a fun episode. It's something to get my juices flowing.
Exactly.
So let's take it down a notch and talk about some serious shit.
We can do that, but before we get into it,
pants on fire.
Well, we'll get into that. But before we get into that, we are experiencing a delay on our feed, so we are going to stop recording, then restart, and come back and talk about the news. So we'll be right back.
And we're back. So let's go with this. Liar, liar, pants on fire. Joe Biden lying his ass off on multiple times on multiple platforms. Jimmy Kimmel. Well, let's do one before Jimmy Kimmel. Let's do the one where he said that Americans have more savings now than they did in the previous administration. What else did he say? The economy's better than it was, and I don't know what they're taking their stats off of, and that Americans are better off with money-wise than they were like previously. And he said these as hard facts when all those were lies.
You're just saying that because there's no way in hell any of that is true.
Well, I guess, it's not exactly lying when it's not true. Is that a thing?
I don't know.
It's not even like a half-truth.
I don't know what you would call that. Like, how do you say... Here's what I understand. So when you say something like that, is he like... So like the one person... So like, okay, so nobody has more money in their saving account. I mean, I don't know. I guess they might if they're responsible money. But like to say everyone's got more money in savings, blah, blah, everyone's got more money. That's physically impossible because we've all been paying out the ass for gas, food, everything's more expensive. So it's physically impossible. So the only thing they could be counting on is everyone's like, oh, am I the only person and everybody else has got more money? This is bullshit. Same thing with like the economy and jobs and all that shit. It's like, no, there's not more people working. And that's a little trick the federal government does. Because I think he was like, unemployment's at 3.4. That's bullshit. If it was, you wouldn't have all these restaurants that have like, they're not doing dine-in service or it takes forever to go through a drive-through and they all have for hire signs. The little trick they do is once someone like stops looking for a job, they remove them. I think it's up to like almost 60% of the population in this country doesn't pay any income tax. And I'm not talking about the rich people. You can't have that and then have super low unemployment. Those things don't match. So I don't know. Like, do people like just sit there and like, oh, well, I guess it's good that everyone else in the country's doing good. It must just be me. Like,
I don't know. I don't understand how if you believe that, you're dumb. That's it. You're dumb. And you watch our show, but you're not going to get half the stuff we say because you're a big dumb. And
those two guys are a bunch of liars.
Yeah, if you think we're lying, we're not.
And if you're just now tuning into the show, our logo makes it look like we're a couple of liars.
Yeah. So, okay, so he was on Kimmel as well. Man, where do you even start with that? Have you ever heard of a 300 round magazine?
I haven't. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say he meant to say 30, but because he obviously has dementia or something, he got that mixed up because a 100 round drum is pretty big. It's a dual drum setup and it's ginormous. So take that times 3.
Like 3 of those. You couldn't hold it up.
Yeah, like you'd have to have it on a table or a stand or something. Like the only way that you could fire 300 rounds consecutively maybe is if you had whatever gun you were using set up for
it's like it's fed.
belt fed. But then that's not a magazine. Those bullets are coming out of an ammo box. So
yeah,
I'm going to have to call bullshit.
Okay, well, what else did he say?
The economy is soaring.
Fox. Oh, yes. So, well, again, I don't know where he gets his information, but it's not any news source or like factual checked, like anything, any kind of stats. I think, does he just make this stuff up? Do you think he just makes it up? Like, because I don't know if he's all there. I'm almost positive he's not. Like, if you think he is, you're dumb. You're a big dummy. So you're dumb. But if you think he's all there, I don't think he is. So I think people are telling him lies, like his advisors. I think they're telling him lies how good things are. Then when like the media confronts him about it, he doesn't know what to do about it. And that's why he doesn't talk. He doesn't do actual interviews. He has to go to Jimmy Kimmel where they rehearse like all the questions and everything beforehand.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know for sure they did that, but I'm going to go out on a limb here.
No, they do it like they do it on all talk shows. Like even
but I think like with him,
stuff.
I think it's like they probably practice with him. These are the questions. These are the answers. Like if Jimmy Kimmel would have flipped any of those questions, I would not be surprised if it just totally. Like either he's answering to a question that doesn't make any sense, which all his answers are like that, but like even more so, or he would just completely like, wait, what? I mean, that's why like he'll start to say something, make a point, and if he can't recollect it, he just moves on. Oh, whatever. But it's.
Yeah. I think there was a point in that Jimmy Kimmel interview where they're like, he's like, let's just go, let's take a break, like because he just started getting off the rails, and he just he had to stop and start like. And this has nothing to do with like people are like, oh, he used to stutter, and that's
not a stutter.
Dude dude talked fine for 40 years.
If by stutter you mean he said a lot of stupid shit, yeah, he had a stutter.
Well, he's always lied though. He's always lied throughout his political career. I mean, he was like, what about him saying he was in the Navy or got rejected from the Navy or the Naval Academy? And that was proven to be
the next
false.
thing you're going to tell me is Corn Pop isn't a real gangster, a real bad dude, Kevin. Is that what you're trying to insinuate? You bring up all this, oh, he was never in the Navy thing. But what you're really saying is Corn Pop is fake.
Listen, Corn Pop had to be real. He had hairy legs.
No, Biden had hairy legs that little kids like to rub.
Yeah.
And that's a true story. It sounds horrible.
So dumb. It does sound horrible. What was the Corn Pop story?
Yeah, I think he used to be like a lifeguard, and like Corn Pop was he was causing problems at the pool, and Biden was like, "You need to go, Corn Pop." And then I think he was like, "I'm going to meet you out in the parking lot." He's like, "I'll be there, Corn Pop." And then he was talking to somebody. He got a chain, and he's like, "I'm going to use a chain on Corn Pop." But then I don't know if they worked it out or not. And I don't even know if that story is even anywhere accurate. I know it had to do with a pool, a chain, and a bad dude named Corn Pop.
Is that on video?
I'm sure, yeah.
If you can,
I'll see if I can find him talking about Corn Pop. I will insert it here.
And Corn Pop was a bad dude. And he ran a bunch of bad boys. And I did. And back in those days, to show how things have changed, one of the things you had to use, if you used pomade in your hair, you had to wear a bathing cap. And so he was up on the board, wouldn't listen to me. I said, "Hey, Esther, you, off the board, or I'll come up and drag you off." Well, he came off, and he said, "I'll meet you outside." My car, these were all public housing behind it. My car, there was a gate out here. I parked my car outside the gate. And he said, "I'll be waiting for you." He was waiting for 3 guys in straight razors. Not a joke. There was a guy named Bill Wright, Mouse, the only white guy, and he did all the pools. He was the mechanic. And I said, "What am I going to do?" He said, "Come down here in the basement where mechanics, where all the pool filter is. You know the chain, there used to be a chain that went across the deep end. And he cut off a 6-foot length of chain. He folded up, he said, "You walk out with that chain. And you walk to the car and say, 'You may cut me, man, but I'm going to wrap this chain around your head.'" I said, "You kidding me?" He said, "No, if you don't come back." And he was right. So I walked out with the chain. And I walked up to my car. And they had, in those days, you used to remember the straight razor. You'd bang them on the curb, get them rusty, put them in a rain barrel, get them rusty. And I looked at him, but I was smart then. I said, "First of all," I said, "when I tell you to get off the board, you get off the board, and I'll kick you out again, but I shouldn't have called you Esther Williams. I apologize for that. I apologize, but I didn't know that apology was going to work." He said, "You apologize to me?" I said, "I apologize for that, not for throwing you out, but I apologize for what I said." He said, "Okay," closed the straight razor, and my heart began to beat again. And by the way, I sit on the stand, and it get hot. I got hairy legs, that turn blonde in the sun. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down so it was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again. They'd look at it. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap.
You don't have to wait for the video, Kevin. It's magic of editing. It's already happened.
Magic.
If it's happened, it's happened.
All right, that was fantastic. Look at that. That
He was a bad dude.
Or he's not. I mean, the guy's off the rails. Like, this is the leader of the free world.
What pisses me off, too, about that Jimmy Kimmel thing, though,
Well,
is,
kind of free world.
like, that dipshit, he just started, like, spouting off all the left-wing shit. Like, I mean, that's what made me think that, obviously, this is scripted from the White House, because he's like, oh, well, what about green energy and guns and all this stuff? Like, everything he named up, boom, 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 boom. He's just checking boxes for the far left, which all the shit they're doing is ruining the country. So,
by far. So,
you're
loved
loved it.
Leftist.
He's
You're
like,
done.
oh, this is great.
You're
Like,
big
all the
dum-dum.
people in the crowd were cheering. Like, how did you make sure that everyone in that crowd, like, there wasn't one Republican in there, would be like, boo!
There's an applause sign, and people are sheep. And when there's an applause sign,
I'm
applause.
dyslexic. When I see applause, I read boo. That's how you keep yourself from getting your ass kicked in a room full of Biden supporters. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm dyslexic.
I don't read my words good.
Me no read good.
I guess sort it said boo and yo, you suck. How you telling me that flashing sign over in the corner doesn't say yell, you suck? Oh, my bad. Okay, my bad. I did go to public school.
Well, you know why there's no one in there booing is because, most, I'm guessing all Republicans realize that.
Well, yeah, what Republican would go to see Jimmy Kimmel? Here's what sucks, though. Adam Carolla. Adam Carolla is hilarious. Okay. Jimmy Kimmel used to be hilarious, and all the bullshit that he spouts off about, he's done. He's done blackface. He's been a womanizer from the Man Show, which was hilarious. And then, like, I don't know if he does. Adam Carolla.
Now he doesn't even believe in genders. He had a show called The Man Show.
Adam Carolla carries water for him, though, because I think they're still friends. But basically, I don't know if he actually believes the bullshit that comes out of his mouth or if he does it for a paycheck. But his show's not that funny anymore. Once any of these guys start putting their politics into shit, I stop watching. Like, if I want to watch a political show, I'm going to watch something on, I'm not going to lie, it's probably going to be Fox. Newsmax is too PBS for me, and there ain't no way in hell I'm watching MSNBC and CBS because they've all gone far left. I mean, it's hard to believe that Glenn Beck used to be on CNN. That's where he got his start.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I think, like I said, I think the new president said he wants to be more straight to the facts, no political, not as much political commentary, like political views. He wants to just go.
Well, I heard Potato's getting fired.
Let's see if it happens. Yeah. Well, I think it was mutual. I don't know.
That's not mutual. He wanted to run the company. Oh, wait, you're not going to let me be president? America loves me.
Yeah.
The population's like 10, right? Yeah, all of America loves me.
Yeah, that's about as many people will watch the show. You're right. About 10 people.
I don't even know how CNN stays in business. Stupid work companies. So dumb. Are horrible.
So gas prices. There are just regular. I don't know what's.
Last time I checked, it was where I'm at $5.15 a gallon. Put it this way, Kevin. Okay, now I got a totally awesome, not compensating for anything truck, and it's got a big tank.
Everything,
but I was gonna like.
Yeah, that's what she said.
That's a boom boom. You're getting the drums, my friend. But I needed 1/8 of a tank, so I'm like, I'm going to top it off. $114 for 3/8 of a tank.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah,
like,
that's
now
crazy.
granted, I can go.
I
I'm at, I think I'm down 1/8 of a tank, and I've gone over 200 miles. So it's a big tank, and I get okay fuel mileage for diesel. But that's ridiculous. Like, I don't even let it come anywhere near empty because I don't feel like crying in public when I see where the number stops or how many.
$400 for because you have to restart your debit card 4 times.
Oh yeah, it won't be too long before I have to redo that 3 times because it's like up to.
Yeah,
I think if I filled it up from empty, it's up to like $270. Like, this is ridiculous.
The national average for gasoline is over $5 now.
Well, and the problem is, like, on old Jimmy Kimmel, of course, Biden like names this off like it's not that big of a deal. Well, the biggest price increases are on gas and food. So, inflation isn't all that bad. What the hell? Those are like the 2 biggest things people pay for. I mean, unless you're an idiot and you signed a mortgage with an adjustable interest rate, that's not really going to change, except for when you live in a corrupt city that constantly like finds ways to raise your property tax.
Raises your,
but
yeah, mine's raised. Thanks,
those
Scott
are the
County.
2 biggest things. Oh, and by the way, fuel costs. Like, I've heard stories from some of these trucking companies that they spend like $15,000 to $20,000 a week on fuel now. That shit's going to trickle into everything. So it's not just going to be food and gas. It's going to be food, gas, and everything.
Can I do a little PSA?
You can do a PSA, Kevin.
Okay, so a lot of people I've been reading and hearing is, well, a lot of countries have high fuel prices, so, we're not the only ones feeling it. But most countries don't have the oil reserves we do. So we have a way to change our fuel price. How much do you think they're spending on fuel in Saudi Arabia? It's less than $2.
See, I actually heard, I don't know if it's Saudi Arabia or Iran, and there's no way, I have no way of proving this, but I have heard that gas is like super fucking cheap over there, if not free.
That's
sometimes.
Because you know why? They're opening up their oil reserves.
Well, what they do is they open everything up and they sell it, and then they just basically give gas to their own people for next to nothing.
Yeah, we could do that.
Well, that's why Biden blamed. That was one of the things he said on Kimmel. He's like, "Oh, it's these oil companies just trying to buy back their stocks, and they're doing it. It has nothing to do with the fact that I closed down a pipeline and I put a bunch of leases out, but I won't give permits."
He basically shut down Alaska.
Yeah, he's
offering no new leases on Alaska. North Dakota is running on minimum.
Yeah, like everything they say is bullshit. The whole thing about Russia is bullshit. I mean, that one senator from Tennessee told the energy secretary that she should probably stop saying that the high gas prices are because of Russia, because nobody believes that shit. Like,
you know what also pisses me off is when these stupid effing politicians tell me, hey, just get an electric vehicle.
Do people realize lithium is a rare earth metal? Okay? At least now, there's only so much petroleum, obviously, because it's made from like dinosaur bones and stuff. But I guess some of these, when they, I don't know what the hell they call it, a reserve, like when they empty a reserve out, they'll come back to it years later and it'll start to fill back up. So there's a lot of petroleum out there. There's only so much lithium, and we tear the shit out of the earth mining lithium. So unless they come out with something super cool like cold fusion, or I don't know, being able to use some readily available metal or something for batteries, like we don't have the battery technology, we don't have the infrastructure for all these electric cars. Like, they're all a bunch of idiots. Now I know there's like, what does Ford use? Like I think they're like bag batteries, so like lithium bag batteries. But I mean, so is lithium in it. Yeah, so it's like you can't just switch over to electric cars. It's like, oh, I got myself an electric car. Well, that's probably because you're getting paid for special interest, which I am not. So, but like I said, Would I take a Tesla? Plaid? Yes. But I can't afford one because they are ridiculously expensive.
Yeah, and anything less than a Tesla, their batteries are just not there.
Not yet, no. I mean, they're all right, but I mean, I don't understand why. I mean, people don't like Elon because, and I'm not, like I said, I'm not like 100% go Elon, you're the man, you're going to save humanity, because he's a globalist, and I
think he's funny.
watch him with a keen eye. I mean, I like the dude, but like, I'm not like,
I don't trust him.
Oh,
I don't trust
Elon.
any billionaire. I feel like they're always.
Let's put it this way: I'm not whipping myself in the back while apologizing to Elon at night. Okay, that's all I'm saying. I mean, I don't do any of those things, but
Jesus Christ, man!
I'm just saying. You know what they're talking about? They're like, what is that?
Yourself.
The Da Vinci Code, where the weird monk just beat the shit out of himself.
Cattails 7 and 9 or something. I don't remember that one. Yeah, I just saw that the Da Vinci Code.
So yeah, I'm not doing that.
Tom Hanks' hair is
ridiculous. And then he kept it for a while, which is just a horrible idea. Same with the guy who used to be on Coach, the show Coach, back from the.
Dauber, or are you talking about Coach?
Shit, that might have been the Coach.
Yeah, something Nelson.
Yeah, he grew his hair in for one role and then never cut it again.
Nelson. That was Craig T. Nelson.
That was a good
show. I loved that show.
That is old school. That's reaching back.
I loved Coach. That was funny. That was a good show. Okay. What else? I don't know. Fuel prices.
There was another shooting today on. We are filming this on Thursday, the 9th.
It was in Maryland, right?
I think so.
There was also an attempted shooting towards our Supreme Court Justice, Brett Kavanaugh.
Yeah, well, I don't
know if it was attempted shooting. They charged him with attempted murder because he said he went there to murder him.
Yeah, he flat out told him what they were doing. Okay, so this happened.
In case you didn't hear about it, because it's not really broadcasted on the mainstream news sources. So if you're not following right-leaning news sources, you probably did not know that Justice Kavanaugh, somebody went to his house, saw there's 2 federal agents, 2 U.S. Marshals there at his house, decided he can't get past them and just walked down the street. Called the police himself, said he went to Justice Kavanaugh's house to kill him because he needed to do something with his life.
You know why that is, right? He only had enough cab fare to get there. It's like, shit, I was turning myself.
Is that what happened? Really? That can't be right. These gas prices are expensive. Inflation and shit. I can only go one way, so.
It cost me $80 to get over here. That was the last of my money.
At least he wasn't a complete, psychopath and decided to kill the U.S. Marshals and Kavanaugh. He's like, well.
But you know what saved Kavanaugh and his family's life? Guys with guns.
Yeah, weird.
That's what stops bad people with guns. Good guys with guns. Even though I'm still up in the air about a giant people in the federal government on whether or not they're good guys or not. Actually, Kevin, you tweeted something that I have no idea really what it was about, but it had to do with the FBI. Why don't you explain that? Because that seemed kind of weird.
So the GOP, the candidate going against Gretchen Whitmer, he was arrested today for suspicion of whatever at January 6th. He was in the Capitol area on January 6th. He didn't go in. He was just there. So what I tweeted was they talked about it. And I was like, well, they failed at, kidnapping Gretchen Whitmer, so they at least got this guy. So, but he was the GOP candidate for going against Gretchen Whitmer. He was just in the Capitol. He wasn't in it. He was just in the vicinity of it on January 6th. So Biden did say that he would arrest all his opposition on Jimmy Kimmel or send him to jail. He said it as a joke, but the next day, a GOP candidate got arrested.
Okay, well, I'm gonna find that clip and I'm gonna insert it here.
Yeah, not a joke.
And I understand that argument, but also it's like you're playing Monopoly with somebody who, won't pass go and won't follow any of the rules. And how do you ever make any progress if they're not following the rules.
We got to send him to jail, you know. And there's that little box in there.
Directly to jail.
Go directly to jail.
But here's a weird thing, though. Okay, so because that guy was arrested, is he out of the race?
I don't know. Well, I guess he can still, like, you're innocent.
Well, no, there's guys. Actually, no, that's wrong. Because I worked with a dude, great guy, Larry. Well, use his last name. Great guy. I think it was his father-in-law or something, but he was this. I can't remember the guy's name. But this dude ran for president from prison, like every election cycle for like decades.
Can you?
Apparently, you can because that dude did it.
I didn't think you could if you had a felony. I didn't think you could if you had a felony.
Well, I don't know if like Larry's dad was his running mate, which I might be giving away who he is, but whatever. He's a great guy. Great guy.
Yeah.
But this dude got arrested and he just kept running for president for prison. I guess if he got elected, he would pardon himself. I don't know.
Maybe that was his big plan, you know. But
please elect me. This food is horrible.
I'm
lactose intolerant.
I can't see why this guy couldn't, because technically you are innocent until proven guilty, which is why I want to get into this January 6th bullshit, because there's a lot of shady shit the government's doing. A lot of shady shit.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they're trying to use January 6th for.
Basically, to arrest your political
college
opposition.
And bullshit. And yeah, that's going to be, we probably won't get into any current events, and that might be a long episode, but we're going to go through that. And it's all going to be opinion. So YouTube monitors, if they monitor our.
It's all opinion based with statistics and stuff.
Yeah, if I have a statistic that I lay out and you challenge me on it, I will send it to you. Like, if I don't say I could be talking out of my ass, which I say about 99% of everything I say.
Pretty much this whole show.
What are you talking about?
We use movie references mostly movie references.
Offered up. You don't need. Okay, so it doesn't really matter, Kevin. If you can make a logical hypotenuse, that's all you need. You don't need facts or science. It's like, does it make sense?
Is it hypotenuse or hypothesis?
I don't know. I was lucky I pronounced hypotenuse correctly.
I think a hypotenuse is a math thing, right?
Most science right now is based on math, Kevin. In fact, it was mathematically proven that there are multiple dimensions. So either way, I feel like I'm right.
And circle back to the beginning of the show. All right.
I think that we agreed earlier that I was the one who acted smart and you're the dummy. So I don't understand
I'm the big
why
dumb
you're questioning me, Kevin.
Yeah, I'm the dummy, and I'm calling a bunch of people dumb all through the show. So how do you feel if you are one of the people I call dumb?
Super dumb.
Ultra mega dumb.
I'm just saying. But no, I mean, okay. I just wanted to throw this out there real quick because we talked about mass shootings last week and how we feel about it. But like, so they're like constantly in the news, like mass shooting. Is it that there's more mass shooting, or do you think they're really hammering down on it to keep it in the news cycle because it's an election year? Because in the Jimmy Kimmel interview, you could tell Biden was trying to steer the number one like issue that people voted on was guns. Like you can tell they're trying to sow that narrative, and I guess you can try, but you're going to remember that your everything's shit when you go to fill up your car. So I don't know. What do you think?
No, it's definitely. I think they're just covering it more.
It's not what you call it.
I don't think it's any kind of spike. Maybe some MK Ultra shit.
Where
people are being. Yeah, where some people are being called up.
That's a real thing. Boom. That's a real thing. All of a
sudden their mind gets freaking, Austin, because sometimes it's a normal guy, and all of a sudden he just goes out of his way to start killing people, and people are like, he was just normal. He was a cool dude. Then, he turned out to be a mass murderer.
That's what I didn't understand about that. Now, everybody kind of said the dude in Uvalde was crazy, but I don't understand. Like, how do you get in the headspace where you could shoot anybody really, but then especially shoot
How
a
do you get in
kid.
that headspace and buy $9,000 worth of ammo and guns when you work part time at a Wendy's? And if I work part time at a Wendy's, I wouldn't be able to fill up my gas tank.
Somebody tried to make the excuse like, "Oh no, he saved up and he saved every
Hold
penny
on.
he had."
So he's effing crazy, but he's really good at. He should have went into accounting.
Exactly, because I was like, if you worked part time at a fast food joint, I guess, and you spent absolutely nothing.
Hold on. Average wage part time work at Wendy's.
Let's see what it brings up.
You may talk. Yeah, you go on and talk because I can barely type now. Wage.
Well, it'll be interesting to find out what that is because, like I said, like the guy was trying to that was the excuse they made, which I guess is pot. You can't rule it out technically, but he's like, well, maybe he just saved up every dime he had. And it's like, so you're telling me an 18-year-old who is mentally unstable enough to shoot children was mentally responsible enough to work at a part-time job, save every single penny he had, and then buy over $9,000 worth of stuff? I don't think so.
What's the average part time? What's it? 25 hours.
I saw something where you work like 8 or 9 hours, but I don't know if that was true.
All right, let's give him the benefit of the doubt and say 15.
Okay. I mean, technically, anything part-time is 30 or below. But you're not getting 30 hours a week if you're a high schooler.
I wonder how long you worked there. Did it say how long you worked there?
No. But you would also have to think that, say you worked there for years and that's how he afforded it.
42 weeks. 42 weeks is what it would take for him. And that's without tax.
So without tax and not spending any money.
Spending $0.
Oh, you know what? There's another thing, jumping around, because that's how we roll, where old Biden talking shit about corporations. I made billions of dollars of profit and didn't pay anything in taxes. Corporations don't pay taxes. The shareholders and stuff do. But what you don't realize is if you own a company and you have employees, when you get your little paycheck and it shows what they took out for federal, the company you work for matches that. Every single company that employs a human being pays taxes. And if you have thousands of employees, you are paying millions, if not billions a year in taxes. It's a little loophole shit they think, because what they do is like, well, this is their end of the year profit. So like, well, they didn't pay any taxes on these profits.
Well, they didn't tax their profit.
So, yeah, which it's a little game they play. It's all bullshit.
I know.
Now there are some people that actually legitimately have like tax exemptions, like a certain gas station chain in the town I live in that I don't really like, that just keeps popping up everywhere. And then when they build a new gas station, apparently for 1 or 2 years, they don't have to pay any taxes locally. So there could be something like that. But if you haven't, but they're still paying taxes on the employees.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
So I don't know. It's ridiculous. Yeah. And plus, if you start taxing corporations' profits, they're gonna raise prices. So.
Well, they raise prices, or they always make their money back. Like they'll stifle innovation, stuff like that, or
they'll let go of. You know, the easiest way to do that is to fire employees. Just to let you know, because then you don't have to pay the taxes on those employees.
Yeah, that's what all these people have been doing. They automate. It's like, all right, well, you want more money? Nope.
So it doesn't make sense to do it.
So yeah, I don't know. It hasn't really been a crazy week in the news, other than another sad shooting, which I have to look into that. I just heard about it.
I just saw it like on the internet, but right before we got on.
Yeah,
So I have no idea what happened or if anybody was actually
killed. There's people killed. I didn't hear about that. Well, I don't know. We'll look into the details and bring that up and maybe touch on it next week's episode, just because it's an ongoing thing. But it is definitely strange how this is happening. But you also got to remember, we are dealing with a mental health epidemic in this country right now because of the lockdowns and all that stuff. And Nobody wants to recognize it. They always want to blame an inanimate object that does absolutely nothing without a user. So, I don't know.
All right, Josh. I think we've had enough this episode.
You know what? Me too, Kevin. I'm done with it. I'm done.
So I think if they haven't tuned out already within the first 20 minutes of after you started changing beards, thanks for sticking with us all the way through this episode. If
you're all awesome, the people that watch all the way through or listen all the way through, you're super cool.
You are the superstars. So, thank you so much. Remember to like, subscribe, follow, all that jazz on YouTube, Rumble, and all the areas you listen to.
5-star review.
5 stars. 5 stars only. No 4 stars, no 3 stars, no 2 stars. Definitely no 1 stars.
That's just being a dick.
Please leave a comment. Again, leave a comment. We'd like to hear from you guys if you are actually watching or listening. If there's anyone out there, please let us know. I'm Kevin.
And I'm Josh.
And this was The Lost Art of Common Sense.
We'll see you next week,
Common
everybody.
sense.
Common sense!
Common sense! All right.